weighing 226 pounds, Jim Powell. His partner tonight is seconded by his beautiful valet, Fantasy, from Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, weighing 245 pounds, the Golden Boy, Mike Golden. And his opponents hail from the USA at a combined weight of 472 pounds, Shawn Michaels, Paul Diamond, the American Force.
Well, I enjoyed that talk with the American Force, and I've never seen two guys more confident than they are, not only going into this match, but looking forward to going to Sheepherders. And also, they're so confident that they know that they are going to have the main event right here next week, as they will try to take those titles away from the Hood.
Well, Steve, you know, I was in the office a minute ago, and I saw exactly what's going on, and they finally proved that those Force are two men, because they gave those belts back, and that's what they should have done a long time ago. And Stack, I'm telling you now, and I'm telling you, you wait, I'm not through talking.
Well, I'm just saying, look at the look on these guys' face. These two guys have changed just
I
overnight.
don't care what, Stack. They'll never get to the Sheepherders, and they'll never get to my Hood and get a title match, and that's a promise.
Well, that's Al Madrill, ladies and gentlemen. He doesn't look too worried, but I'm sure inside he is worried about the Hood having to face the American Force for the Texas Tag Team titles. I want to tell all you youngsters under the age of 12 that wherever Texas All-Star Wrestling is held, $3 general admission, $3. Whoa, as Diamond knocks the Golden Boy down. So all you kids, come on out and enjoy the excitement of Texas All-Star Wrestling. Only $3 general admission for children under 12. Jim Powell in the ring now as the Golden Boy tags out the American Force. Shawn Michaels and Paul Diamond. It's Diamond in the ring. He's backed in the corner by Jim Powell. Powell with a forearm. Powell. Oh, a reversal. And into the corner goes Powell. He's tied up. He comes off. Oh, did he get whipped in there by Paul Diamond? Uppercut forearm. Nice one. Knocked Powell down. Golden starts in. The referee, Fred Sinclair, gets him out. Boy, the Diamond. I can't believe the way Diamond and Michaels are fighting.
Well, I'll tell you what, Stack, they seem to be breaking a little rules here. Don't you agree with me there?
They got a 5 count to tag out.
Well, I'll tell you what. I hate to admit it too, Steve, but they look a little rougher than usual to me tonight.
Look at that knee across the head of Jim Powell. Shawn Michaels of the American Force, and the fans are cheering him on.
Well, Stack, you know how these Sheepherders are. You've seen them wrestle thousands and thousands of times, and I've wrestled against these guys myself, to be honest with you, and I'll tell you what. They are probably the wildest teams, second to the Hood, of being wild. I mean, you guys know that. You know that they fight in the floors, they fight in the streets, they'll take a chair, they'll take a pipe. They don't care what it takes to win. So the American Force are going to have to prove themselves once and for all if they're really men or are they boys.
Oh, they're men right here as they are pouring it on. The USA cat goes up. Madrill is yelling, shut up. Double teaming. Double teaming. They know that the Sheepherders do a lot of that, and they're going to have to retaliate.
Yeah, okay, Steve, but you have 2 men in the ring at one time, and you know that it's only supposed to be 1 at a time.
5 count to get out.
I don't care. That's still breaking the rules, and you know it because you don't know nothing about wrestling.
In behind, with a knee buried into the back of Jim Powell, is Paul Diamond here on Texas All-Star Wrestling at the Wrestlathon in San Antonio, Texas. And the excitement is just as wild in the arenas when we come to your town.
Well, I'll tell you what, Steve. You know, I've seen many, many tapes of the Sheepherders, and to me, they have never been so ready for a match in their whole lives. They've heard about the American Force, because you know the American Force, they go all over the world, not just here in the state of Texas, and they're well known throughout the world. So I'm sure, very sure, that the Sheepherders are...
Look at that kick! Oh, boy! Hoods, wherever you are, you better be watching. And Sheepherders, you better be prepared. Look at Michael. Oh, right across the chest, not on the throat.
That's right. It looked like it was on the throat. To me, that That looks like another one on the throat. To you, if they never do anything wrong. But I'll tell you what, they better keep this up, because when the sheep herders come to town, baby, it's going to be the wildest tag team match I think they've ever seen in San Antonio history.
Oh, I don't doubt that a bit. It's the Golden Boy into the ring now. The Golden Boy slams ahead of Shawn Michaels. Elbow to the back. Michaels staggered for just a moment. Michaels comes right back with a kick. Shawn Michaels comes right back. The Golden Boy had some tape he was going to choke with. Michaels picks up the tape, and Michaels clotheslines him with it.
Yeah, did you see that? That came out of Michaels' trunks. I can't believe he's doing that.
Golden brought that
I
into the
cannot
ring.
believe he's doing that.
Oh, the American Force whips Golden into the ring. Fist to the midsection. That double jump up Golden, puts him on his knees. A snapmare puts Golden down, and Diamond dives in there with that elbow. He's got him covered up. It's a 2 count. That's Golden kicks out. What excitement here on Texas All-Star Wrestling.
Well, I'll tell you what, I hate to say this, and I hate to admit it, Steve, because it's driving me crazy, but it looks to me that the American force is ready. They're ready for the sheep herders.
You're a little worried, aren't you?
Oh, I don't want to touch you no more.
Elbow lock. Diamond down. Here comes the tag. It's Jim Powell coming in now. Fantasy is outside the ring. She's been there all the time, pacing up and down. There's a tag. It is Powell getting clothesline on a nice move from the American Force. Golden has come in. There's a super kick. That kicks Golden right out of the ring. What a super kick. Diamond is up on the rope. Michaels holds Powell and they clothesline him down. Here comes the count. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Now what's going? Golden has come into the ring. Golden has Michaels. There goes Powell. He's thrown out. Hey, wait a minute. They're pounding. Here comes Fantasy. She grabs the arm. He knocks him out. He knocks him out.
Here comes my hood. I'll take care of him.
Here comes the hood.
Take care of him.
I don't think the Hoods like what they saw. They couldn't believe. Look at this battle. The referee is trying to stop the match. The American Force has already won. Down goes one Hood. Diamond is outside the ring. Here comes the other Hood with a drop kick. Hey, Diamond's got a chair. Diamond's got a chair. The Hood, he's down. Into the midsection. Here comes Powell back. He goes down. Hey, the American Force is ready for anybody.
I can't believe this, Steve. I can't believe they're doing this. I can't believe they're doing this. I'm afraid to say it.
I thought they were going to hit Fantasy. Look at the American Force. They're going crazy. The American Force, ladies and gentlemen. The American Force. Listen to this crowd. Stay tuned. Stay tuned, because we'll be back with more exciting action right after this. Oh, here, the drill got up there. He almost got hit with a chair. Oh, the drill cannot believe what happened. Everybody loves it. That's it, ladies and gentlemen. Stay tuned, because we'll be back with more. Night, November the 13th, 8 o'clock starting time. We'll have a great lineup for you. Our main event has been signed. It's going to be Chavo Guerrero and Big Bubba teaming up against El Madrill and the Golden Boy, Mike Golden. Other exciting matches. We'll tell you more about those next week. There's tickets going on sale at the Austin Food Market, and that's 8 o'clock on Wednesday, November the 13th, here in Austin at the City Coliseum, Texas All-Star Wrestling. Ladies and gentlemen, here with me are the American Force. They do have the Texas Tag Team titles in their possession, but gentlemen, I want to remind you and remind the fans out there watching that you are not the Texas Tag Team champions.
That's true, but Steve, in our hearts, we believe we're the champions. I believe people think and know we're the champions. So, Hood, if you want to find out who really the champions are, let's sign for a title match right here in Austin, and we'll see where the belts really belong.
Here's the other half of the American Force, Shawn Michaels.
Well, like you said, the matches haven't been signed. Hood, any type of match you want. Texas tornado match, Texas death match, anything. Just a chance for us to get you in the ring and to get our belts back the right way.
You have it, ladies and gentlemen, the American Force, and now here are the Texas Tag Team champions, the Hood.
You know, Force, all you are is just a bunch of wannabe champions, and we're getting just a little sick and tired of all this hoopla that we are the people's champions. The belts rightfully belong around. They don't belong nowhere but around the Hood's waist. You know, it's pretty bad when you got to steal a belt to get recognition, because that's the only way you can claim yourself as champion, because everybody knows we beat you in the middle of the ring in front of everybody, in front of the eyes of Texas. We defeated the American Force. This time, you say you want us to sign a contract to get in a match. Well, hey, babe, we got an open contract. Anytime you want it, you just put your name on a dotted line. We don't care what it is. Tornadoes, that, it doesn't make a difference. All you know for one thing is for sure, we're going to get those belts, and you better hold on to them, boy, because if we get our hands on them, they're going to be ours.
You stuck your nose in the business. Get your head.
Nobody but nobody humiliates the Hood. This is the final stop. You've gone too far this time. You're going to pay dearly. The only thing you've accomplished is you signed George Death Warrant, and we're going to make sure that we carry it out. Not only are we out to beat you, we're going to humiliate you and destroy the Force. I just hope and I pray that there's this much left when the Seaporters come into town and get rid of you. Just this much is all we want. So I can knock them out and beat them so they can't walk no more. They're going to pay tax. They're going to pay dearly. Mark my words. You're marksmen. You will feel the wrath of the Hood. I want these people to get a little reminder of what the Steve Herders are all about. They're as crazy as us. They'll do anything. Show these people what they're all about.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, now let's pick up Luke Williams and Butch Miller, the Sheepherder. Goes to the inspection, and Luke Williams stares at the eyes, and he opens up. Flying elbow by Butch Miller down Severino. Miller choking his man down on the rope. Referee Silverman calling for the break. Right now it's Luke Williams working on El Severino on the outside. Charlie Brown coming down the outside to help his partner out. But the Sheepherders taking every advantage that comes their way. They go in for one reason, that is to put their opponents away as quickly as possible. The tag goes from Miller to Williams. Jonathan Boyd yelling encouragement and instructions from the outside. So a new dimension has been added to the Sheepherders. Look here. They draw Charlie Brown and double up on Severino. 3 count. It's the Sheepherders using a double team tactic to put away El Severino and Charlie Brown. And you see Jonathan Boyd. Well, the Sheepherders are crazy.
That's
the
right.
American forces.
No, they're just as crazy as we are. And there's a little message directly directed at the American Force. And I talked to the Sheepherders this morning. They sent me a tape of that message they have to give to the Force. So why don't you roll the tape and show these people?
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, let's take a look at this now as we go back and pick up the Sheepherders.
Oh, here we go, Luke. It's back to Texas time. It's back to the state, the biggest state of the USA.
Hello, sir.
Where the Sheepherders rolled the roost with the New Zealand flag flying high. We march through Weslaco. We march through Corpus Christi. We march through Austin. We march through Waco. We march through Odessa. We march through San Antonio. Everywhere in Texas, the Sheepherders march with the New Zealand flag flying high and roll the state with their destruction and their crippling. And here we come back to our old battleground, back to many of our scars came from, back to the same places where the Sheepherders had the name and have kept it ever since as the meanest, toughest tag team the world has ever known. And we're here in the state of Texas, that they've got a couple of great tag teams. They've got the American, what force that everybody's talking about. Well, nobody talks about American force to us because we know that the stinking bloody Yanks have established us. And we're going to march with the power that the sheepheaders have brought with them every time. We're on the march, brother. And when we come into the arena, stand proud to the New Zealand flag. And we'll put it back in the ring and fly it high in victory. Oh, I'm sick and tired of talking to you.
There you have the sheepherders.
I'm at the first. You're going to pay, and you're going to pay dearly, bro. Well, you guys are going down. You're going down.
There you have, ladies and gentlemen, the Hoods. They can't get over what just happened to them. Well, we've got another match in the ring. Let's go pick up our ring announcer, Bill Merriman.
One fall, 10-minute time limit. From Stomping Grounds, Kentucky, weighing 329 pounds, J.R. Hogg. His opponent at 217 pounds, Rudy Gonzalez.
Now, there's the bell, ladies and gentlemen. Boy, I've never seen the Hoods as mad as they are now. As we get ready for J.R. Hogg and Rudy Gonzalez, I want to remind all you youngsters watching that wherever Texas All-Star Wrestling is held, if you're under the age of 12, tickets are only $3. General admission. All you kids, come on out and see your favorite stars in action.
Well, I suppose you're happy, huh, Stack? You really love that, didn't you?
I enjoyed that more than I've enjoyed anything in many, many years.
Yeah, but did you see when I tried to get in the ring how they backed up right away? They're scared of Al Madrill.
I thought I saw Al Madrill being pulled away from the ring.
Yeah, that's right, because they knew what I was going to do to the force. I'll tell you what, they're not going to get away with it, Steve. They think they did something to my Hood. Well, they didn't do nothing but wake them up, baby. And I'll tell you what, the sheepherders are going to take care of the force. And the American force will never make it to the Hood. Never.
You know what, El Madrill? All you're talking about the sheepherders. You better worry about Scott Casey and Big Brother.
Yeah, right. I'll tell you what, I don't worry about anything. The good Lord could come down right now, and I wouldn't be afraid of him either.
Wait, your Russian's not going to be able to help you when you meet Scott Casey because he is going to be handcuffed to Maurice Rose.
Well,
and he's got a debt to pay, I'm telling you, for what he did here today.
Now, you see? Didn't you just love that, too? You don't tell the people that, though. Did that little Barney Fife get slapped around a little bit? He don't like that, do he? He don't like that, does he? So I'll tell you what. Don't change the subject. I want to talk about the sheepherders, but okay, let's talk about Scott Casey. I'm not worried about him because, like you saw what I did to Chavo Guerrero, and I also heard that Chavo Guerrero's feeling a little bit better.
Much better. Talked to Chavo today, and he is recuperating very well, and he may be back sooner than you think.
Well, I hope he is because I want to finish the job that I started on him. But prior to that, how come Bubba's only got one good eye, Stack?
Oh, we saw why Bubba just said that.
And I'm telling you what, Scott Casey, he's next, baby. I got one little surprise left for him.
Rudy Gonzalez against J.R. Hogg. There's a knee to the midsection. Oh, J.R. with one to the midsection. They exchange blows. You're watching the excitement of Texas All-Star Wrestling from the All-American city, San Antonio, Texas.
Yeah, look at this J.R. Hogg. Well, what happened to him, Stack?
He saw the light.
Yeah, he sees the light every night. But I'll tell you what, I'm not worried about him either. I can't believe he's a turncoat. People call me a turncoat. Well, look at him.
Rudy Gonzalez in there with an elbow. He grabs J.R. Hogg by the arm, whips him into that turnback. Oh! Oh, I thought the ring broke. Rudy Gonzalez up on top of J.R., and J.R. just politely pushes him down.
You know, yeah, I just call this J.R. turncoat because he is. But you know who the biggest turncoat of them all? Chavo Guerrero.
Why, wait a minute. How can you say that about
Because Chavo was with me, and you know it, and all these fans know it. I don't want to go back and talk about the past, but everybody knows he was with me, and he turned his back on me. Well, that's fine and dandy.
Come on, J.R. Oh! J.R. kicked him down.
Yeah, you saw that, didn't you? And you quit talking, didn't you, Stack? Why don't you tell everybody exactly what he did?
A nice slam from J.R. Hogg as Rudy Gonzalez falls out of the ring for just a moment. El Madrill is now going over to talk to Rapido Rodriguez on the Spanish network, and it's nice to get him out of here for just a little while. Gonzalez complaining that J.R. Hogg may have pulled the hair, but he didn't do it. Gonzalez wanted to tag up and make amends here. Oh, the excitement of Texas All-Star Wrestling today. I can't wait to see the sheepherders against the American force. Rudy Gonzalez whips him across the ring. There's a kick from Rudy Gonzalez that puts JR to his knees. And Rudy Gonzalez staggered into the corner. Gonzalez is up on the middle ropes. He comes flying to the air with an elbow to the shoulder of J.R. Hogg. Nice crowd on hand for Texas All-Star Wrestling today, as there is every time we're here at the Wrestlathon. Rudy Gonzalez in behind. He pulls the hair of J.R. Hogg to get him down. Here's a count, and it was 2. Gonzalez in front, holding on to J.R. Hogg. I tell you, it is excitement. The whole place is still rocking from what is going on here tonight on Texas All-Star Wrestling in Madrid. You still can't. I see you sweating. You're really worried.
I'm not worried about nothing, Sack. Don't start putting mouth in my words or these people's words have put thoughts in their minds. Because I'll tell you what, I told you, sometimes a person gets a little lazy, sometimes a person gets a little sleepy, and they need a whack in the head to wake them up. And they just woke my hoods up, you'll see.
Here comes Rudy Gonzalez in with a knee as J.R. Hogg gets out of the way. The big J.R. man with an elbow to the top of the head of Rudy Gonzalez. He grabs Rudy Gonzalez and takes him and whips him all the way across the ring. Gonzalez comes down. Oh, what a flip from J.R. Hogg. Elbow as he flies through the air right across the bridge of the nose of Rudy Gonzalez with that elbow. Hogg going over into the corner. He's up on the middle rope. Look out. That's it. No way Rudy Gonzalez is going to get up. 1, 2, 3.
Don't worry about it, Sack. Don't worry about it. That's all I got to say. That's all I got to say.
Stay tuned, ladies and gentlemen, because Dale Veazey, the Georgia Strongman, and Tom Jones will be coming up next here on Texas All-Star Wrestling.
Maniac, Tim Brooks, or Jack Tate. It don't make no difference, Fast Freddie Barron. Get your money ready, and let me see the color of it and the denomination, and you can have anything I got. The only thing we're interested in is high cash dollar. Von Erich, Iceman Parsons, Brian Diaz, Texas champion. Put it on the line. Give me some money.
Hey, what's all the racket?
You just found the A-team.
The A-team. Man, that's
Cool.
Yeah, what'd you think of last week's show?
I thought it was really neat.
What about the competition this week?
We can handle them.
How can you be so sure?
I'm standing under my lucky star.
So the other guys are gonna eat it. Gotcha. The A-team, a rock-solid hit, always knocks out the competition. They're lovable, but not so.
Nice.
Tuesdays at 7 on 36. Austin, Texas, come on down and get ready for The Price is Right with host Tom Kennedy.
It just happened, folks. You got that.
The prizes are bigger and better than ever. Our new June buggy. New excitement, new prizes, and the old-fashioned thrill of winning big. Catch the excitement weekdays at 4:30 on Channel 36 with The Price is Right.
My old man was really something. He kept me on track, all right.
Don't run to me, Bobby. Come here.
My daddy never let me get out of line.
Don't run from me. Don't run from me.
And I just hope I'm half the father my old man was.
Help break the cycle of child abuse. It's a crime shame.
Television main event, one fall TV time remaining. From Atlanta, Georgia, weighing 233 pounds, Tom Jones. His opponent tonight in this non-title match, from Albany, Georgia, weighing 229 3/4 pounds, the USA Junior Heavyweight Champion, the Georgia Strongman, Dale Veazey. Well, there's Dale Veazey, the Georgia Strongman, and I'll have to say this, he is strong, but you saw last week here on Texas All-Star Wrestling where he kept whipping up on one of Tom Jones's wrestling school students. Tom Jones took all he could. He went down there, and now it's Tom Jones get even time.
That remains to be seen, Stack. You know, the thing is, Tom Jones does have, I guess, one of the best wrestling schools around, so I hear. But you know what? You can't put a guy, inexperienced guy in there with a junior champion and expect him not to get beat.
Tom Jones is not inexperienced.
I'm not talking about him, dummy. I'm talking about his students.
Well, right now, Dale Veazey, the Georgia strongman, may get a little lesson from Tom Jones. The referee is Fred Sinclair here on Texas All-Star Wrestling. I want to remind all you youngsters out there watching, if you're under the age of 12, wherever Texas All-Star Wrestling is held, only $3 in the general admission section. Pay your $3 and come on out. And, well, you might want to see Al Madrill.
Wait a minute. Whose idea is this about $3 for those kids?
Mr. Fred Barron and Big Bubba.
Fred Barron and Big Bubba. What are they, brother and sister? Hey, I don't want this to go on. I'm going to go to my attorney about this $3 ticket.
The Georgia strongman, Dale Veazey. Boy, the place is still rocking over the American force. I've never seen the excitement in here so much. And ladies and gentlemen, the sheep herders are coming to meet the American force. That's one you don't want to miss.
Well, Steve, I think, I hate agreeing with you of all people, but I think, and it seems to me, that the American force are ready for the sheep herders, but they're going to have to wrestle twice as hard as that if they're going to get into the sheep herders, because you know, just like I know, that the sheep herders will do anything to win a match.
Look at Tom Jones take care of the Georgia strongman. Veazey can't believe it. He bails out of the ring. The Georgia strongman claiming a little hair pulling. I didn't see any of that. Just nice, quick, exciting wrestling moves from Tom Jones.
Stack, you couldn't see your hand in front of your face. The reason Veazey got out of the ring is because he's getting his second win. He's getting ready. He's planning strategy to go there and beat this Tom Jones.
Ladies and gentlemen, don't forget, it's been so exciting. We told you once or twice, but next week,
Big if
the American force defeats the sheep herders, they will meet the Hoods right here in our main event next week for the Texas Tag Team Championship.
Well, I'll tell you what, Stack, you better come up with another main event. Fred Barron better come up with another main event, because that main event will never take place, because the force will never go through the sheep herders.
As Dale Veazey powers it on, Tom Jones here on Texas All-Star Wrestling. Don't forget, this excitement is everywhere the Texas All-Star Wrestling is held. We want to see all you great fans.
Now, are we going to show Casey in the hospital or not? Or are you going to leave that out?
Why, Casey not?
Because when I get through with him, Stack, what did I do to Guerrero? I got rid of him. What did I do to Bubba? I got rid of him. And now Casey is going to, same thing is going to happen to him.
Well, Bubba says he's got a little surprise for you when he gets rid of Killer Brooks. You're next on the list. Look at this crisscross coming up. The Georgia strongman down. Tom Jones goes in behind. Veazey turns around. Hey, Jones is ready for him with a hip toss.
Well, that was a great move by Jones, I guess, huh? I don't know what you call that, Stack, but I think he pulled a hair somewhere in there.
Jones holding on to the arm of the Georgia strongman here on Texas All-Star Wrestling. Al Madrill here at ringside. Al Madrill now going over and back and talking to Rapido Rodriguez as Jones drops that weight across the left arm of the United States Junior Heavyweight Champion, Dale Veazey. Steve Stack here at ringside for Texas All-Star Wrestling as Veazey. Now back Jones into the ropes. It's Jones turning around. It's Jones in front. It's Jones with a big open hand shot. Whips Veazey into the ropes. Gets in front. Veazey over the top. Veazey turns around and Jones lays the drop kick on the jaw. Jones comes up with an arm drag. And Tom Jones controls it at this point of the match. This is TV time remaining, ladies and gentlemen, and we are getting very close as we check with our official timekeeper. We'll get that time for you in just a moment. We'll stay with this match as long as we can. Jones holding onto the arm. They're on the rope. Veazey buries the shoulder into the midsection to Tom Jones. Here comes Jones bouncing off the rope. Veazey has him up. Dixon flips him over.
Did you see how easy he did that? What does Tom Jones weigh? About 250, 240, somewhere around there?
I don't think he weighs that much.
Oh, you don't think he weighs
the referee, Fred Sinclair, is now checking as Veazey is choking. Veazey is choking.
Well, I'll tell you what, regardless of how big and how much Tom Jones weighs, he picked him up like nothing. I think this strong man, and you have to admit yourself, Stack, you haven't seen a guy like that with that kind of body in years, have you?
Veazey in behind. with a face lock. VZ holding on to Tom Jones as they exchange big blows here. Two great fighters, two great wrestlers. A slam from Jones. Jones has him covered up. There's a kick. As we are down to 20 seconds, we're going to stay with this as long as we can.
Well, I tell you what, Stack, I just want to make you right now 3 predictions. Bubba will not beat Brooks, and I'm going to take care of Casey, and the Force are going to go down to the sheep herders.
That's it, ladies and gentlemen. We've got to go till next week. Steve Stack saying so long with Texas All-Star Wrestling.
Right after this.
Texas All-Star Wrestling comes to the Mayburn Civic Center, Temple, Texas on Saturday, November the 16th, 8 o'clock starting time. Ladies and gentlemen, the main event on that Saturday the 16th will see Chavo Guerrero, U.S. heavyweight champion, teaming up with Big Bubba to take on El Madril and Killer Brooks. And for the first time ever in Temple, Texas, an 8-man midget. 8 midgets in the ring at one time, over the top rope to the floor to be eliminated in that battle royal. A long way for a midget. That's about 12 to 14 feet over that top rope to the floor. Plus other exciting matches. Advance tickets on sale at the Mayburn Civic Center. And remember, that is Saturday, November the 16th, 8 o'clock, Mayburn Civic Center, Temple, Texas. Texas All-Star Wrestling. Well, Chavo, you're back, and I know you want to get even with El Madril. You get a chance right here in Temple.
Never mind the even, Steve. Never mind the even. Madril has tried to hurt. He hurt my father. And now he has burned me. And Madril, I'm still here. And now you got this has-been biker coming into the ring. Well, let me tell you something. When we get in the ring, there's no bike, there's no leather. It's wrestling, Jack. So bring Brooks and bring Madril. I got the biggest man in professional wrestling today, the strongest man in professional wrestling today, and we're going to get rid of you and your biker friends.
Big Bubba.
That's right. El Madril, Brooks, you guys tried to blind me, tried to get me out of here, but it didn't work. Brooks, you come at me with everything. Chains, chairs, it doesn't matter. When the thing's over with, I'm going to take and rip your eyes out, brother. You want to bleed? You want to take and make me bleed? For every drop of blood that you shed from my head, I'm going to take and put buckets from yours, brother.
Chavo Guerrero.
Let me tell you something, Steve. Madril has gone through a lot of his stints, including bringing a Russian all the way from Russia. Well, brother, you're in America. You're in America, and when it comes to America, you can bring anybody you want, because this is the free country and the greatest country in the world. And
today, ladies and gentlemen, Rapido Rodriguez and myself have here with me El Madril. And El Madril, hadn't been too long since you've been on the Texas All-Star Wrestling Close-Up.
Well, that's right, Steve Stack. You know, they begged me to come on this 5-minute thing. You know, if they had their way, I'd be on here every week so these idiots out there could understand what I'm saying. I speak Spanish because I know all these Mexican people out here, they don't understand English. But I'm going to talk like a gentleman and sit right down here and talk like a man.
Well, El Madril, there's been a lot of controversy lately in some of your matches.
What's that?
A lot of controversy, the way you've been getting into the ring and the things you've been doing.
Don't worry about that. I've been accused of throwing stuff in people's eye, somebody getting burnt, and all kinds of things like that. Well, you know what? I don't know what these people are on, but they're hallucinating. I have nothing to do with that, Stack.
I just noticed you are not wearing the cast. What is it? Do you have the doctor's letter to wear that glove?
¿Qué te importa a ti? ¿Eh? ¿Qué te importa a ti? Look at Stack. I went to the doctor, and he told me, Madril, you got to wear something on this hand. It's still hurting me. So I went and got this doctor's glove here, which I have got to wear every time I wrestle, Stack. Now, that's what this glove's for. And don't ask me no more about it, because it's none of your business.
Chavo Guerrero was out earlier on Texas All-Star Wrestling. He'd like to get his hands on you.
Chavo Guerrero, whoopee-doo, you know. Who cares about Chavo Guerrero? Now, he came out here, and he said that he would put that belt on the line, didn't he?
Well, he said he would like to have another match with you.
He didn't say put it on the line. Well, then he's got no business asking me about anything. If he puts that belt on the line, of course I'm going to accept it because I want that belt.
Let me get this straight. You will wrestle Chavo Guerrero as long as the U.S. Heavyweight Championship's on the line.
Chavo Guerrero, all he's got to do is polish that belt, because if I get in the ring with him, that belt is coming right here where it belongs, baby. I ain't worried about no Chavo Guerrero.
Well, Madrill, we'll check you later on and see about that U.S. title match. But there are a lot of rumors going around the professional wrestling area that you've been in contact with a lot of different areas of professional wrestling.
That's right, Stack. You know, I've been on the telephone. I've been very, very busy lately. I've been talking to a lot of guys, and...
Yeah, I know. I've been having a little inside check on you.
How do you know?
I understand you've been in
Well,
contact...
you've been tapping my phones or what?
Bobby Heenan of the WWF in New York City.
That's right. I've been talking to Bobby Heenan. You want to know who else? Or are you going to tell me? I suppose you know already, right?
Somebody told me that you even contacted Gary Hart of World Class Wrestling.
That's right. I've talked to Bobby Heenan. I've talked to Ray Stevens. I've talked to Gary Hart. I've talked to a lot of people, baby.
I know. You also were on the phone to J.J. Dillon.
That's right. I talked to J.J.
Akbar.
Why don't you let me talk and shut your mouth, Stack? These people want to hear me, not you. Y tú también, cállate. Yo estoy hablando, no tú. Yo hablaba con Gary Hart. Yo hablaba con Ray Stevens. Yo hablaba con todos los luchadores. El manager. No le hace que... ¿Vas a comenzar conmigo, eh?
Madrill, you said you were going to be calm. Tell us what all this is all about. Why are you in contact with all these people?
Well, let me tell you what, Steve Stack. You know, every week the greatest wrestlers in the world come here on Texas All-Star Wrestling. I've got the Hoods, I've got Killer Brooks, and now I've got the Korchenko, the Russian, and I got a new man that they're going to be seeing here pretty soon, the Assassin. I've got a lot of wrestlers, and you know, that's a big load for me. So I want somebody to go halfers with me so we can start the biggest association in the wrestling profession right now. And
you're going to have an association with somebody.
That's right. I'm going to have an association with one of those guys.
Would you mind just going ahead and telling us so all these fans out here will know?
Actually, that's none of your business, Stack, who I'm going to bring in here. But if you really have to know, I'll tell you.
Why don't you just tell us and tell all these fans here?
Well, next week, people, Gary Hart is going to be here, and he's going to team up with Al Madrill, and we're going to start the biggest association in professional wrestling today, baby. How do you like that? That's right. Gary Hart from the World Class is coming here with me, and we're going to be team together.
#1.
That's right, baby. That's right.
Well, that's yet to be seen.
What else do you want to talk about, Stack?
I want to talk about, I also understand that you and Gary Hart have already made one agreement, something to do with the Russian.
That's right. That's right. You know, Korchenko has beat everybody like that. Have you noticed that, Stack? Korchenko, el ruso ha ganado todos muy fácil, ¿verdad? Well, now I'll tell you what. I'm going to put $2,500 of my money. Gary Hart's going to put $2,500 of his, and $5,000 if anybody can last 5 minutes with a Russian.
When does that start?
That starts tonight. If you want it to start immediate, I don't care. $5,000 si pueden ganar al Russian, pero no hay nadie. If they can last 5 minutes. Any professional wrestler, if he can last 5 minutes with Korchenko, will get $5,000.
And Gary Hart, I understand, has somebody that he's bringing with him next week.
When Gary Hart comes, Mr. Stack, he is going to bring a man here that you will not believe. He is called the American Ninja. This man can drive nails with his hands through boards. He can break bricks. He can do a lot of things. He's probably one of the most vicious men I have ever seen in my life.
I never thought I'd see the day that the Association of Hart and Madrill would be on Texas All-Star Wrestling.
You people are going to have to remember Gary Hart and Al Madrill, baby. We're going to be the biggest association today in professional wrestling, and we're going to rule Texas All-Star Wrestling if we have to buy the TV, if we have to buy Fred Barron out, whatever we have to do. We're going to be #1 right here.
Thank you very much. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Gary Hart is coming to Texas All-Star Wrestling, plus the American Ninja. We'll see them next week.
Time limit. Tag team action. Making their debut in the United States from Yokohama, Japan, weighing 247 pounds, Koyuki. And his partner from Tochigi, Japan, weighing 233 pounds, Kawala. Their opponents from Atlanta, Georgia, weighing 222 pounds, Jim Powell. And his partner from Blaine, Washington, weighing 256 pounds, Nick Kiniski.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Japanese team of Koyuki and Kawada make their first United States appearance right here on Texas All-Star Wrestling. They go up against Nick Kiniski and Jim Powell. I want to tell all you fans, don't forget, next week, Gary Hart the American Ninja, right here on Texas All-Star Wrestling.
That's right, Stack. I see you're smirking a little bit. I just surprised the world, haven't I? That's right. Gary and I are going in cahoots together, and we're going to have the biggest stable of wrestlers in the world in this profession.
Oh, I can believe that. Gary Hart and Elm Drill together here on Texas All-Star Wrestling. And Nick Kiniski hooks up with Fuyuki. F-U-J-U-K-I. Fuyuki from Japan. As he twists and turns. And now he holds on to Kiniski, and Kiniski goes in behind. Kiniski picks him up. And it seems like Kiniski, using some of that Olympic moves ring. It is Nick Kiniski being pushed back into the corner. Kawada with a forearm. Kawada with another forearm. Another forearm as Powell starts in. And now here comes Fuyuki. Fuyuki with a kick to the midsection. They pull Kiniski out. Snap him over. Up with that leg across the chest. Big kick from Fuyuki. Oh, these Japanese wrestlers are tough.
What did I tell you, Stack? This is the greatest team in the world, baby, and I brought them here for one purpose. And I don't care who they have to wrestle, whether it's American Force or Chavo and Casey or whichever team thinks they're good enough or big enough. We got them right here, baby. These guys are great.
A little double teaming there from the Japanese wrestlers as Kiniski kicks out, tags out, in comes Jim Powell. Powell punishing the left leg. Gary Hart, the American Ninja, right here next week. Here comes Powell, bouncing off the rope. Oh, what a kick! What a kick from Kawada! Kawada tags out. What a kick from Kawada. Here comes Fuyuki. Oh, they hold Powell. Fuyuki catches with a knee. There's a kick. Fuyuki takes Powell, whips him across the ring. Fuyuki with a nice backdrop as he got Powell coming off. Fuyuki rolling Powell over, setting down into Boston Crab. Oh, and the other Japanese wrestler using his head to push, give him a little more pressure.
Isn't that great, Stack? I'll tell you what, these guys are fantastic. They wrestle my style of wrestling. My style of wrestling.
Kiniski moves back. There's all four men in the ring at one time here on Texas All-Star Wrestling. Oh, right to the midsection.
Did you see that move, Stack?
Here comes Powell off the rope. Nice drop kick from Kawada. Has Powell down. It's one leg over that bottom rope. There's the tag. Fuyuki into the ring. Oh, double chop. Down goes Powell. Fuyuki reaches down, grabs the hair of Powell. There's that big reverse kick. Wow.
What do you think, Stack? What'd I tell you? That's Stack. This is all over, Stack. These guys know exactly what they're doing to take care of these opponents.
Gets him up. What's he going to do with him? He holds him. There he goes down. And here's the count. It's 1, 2, 3. Kiniski comes in, but he is stopped by Kawada.
An unfair advantage. It's even hard for us to tell them apart, and we've had them beat time and time again. I know the people have seen it, you've seen it, everybody here has seen it, and they just find a way. They switch or whatever, and it is really hard to tell them apart, and I think, I don't know, I just don't know what to do about it.
Shawn Michaels.
Well, Steve, you know, the claim to fame we have is we beat the sheep herders, and that's two separate men, and we can do the same to the hoods if we had two separate men. But when they wear those hoods, those masks, it's tough to tell which one is which, and it is an unfair advantage. And we show the people what happened the other night at Joe and Harry, they'll see exactly what we mean.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, you talk about the American Force, speaking of the hood switching and taking an unfair advantage into the match. Let's pick up the action of a tag team match where the American Force was battling it out with the hoods. And punish that arm and shoulder some more. It is Hood number 1, holding on to the left arm of Paul Diamond. Shawn Michaels is outside trying to cheer his partner on. Referee tells Michaels to get into his corner. Now they time that arm back up into the rope. Diamond off the ropes. A kick knocks the Hood down. Diamond across the ring. Can he make it this way? He is rolling. Here comes the other Hood. He tags in. Stops Diamond again. Suplex. On top, it's Hood number 2. A count of 2 on Paul Diamond. Texas Tag Team titles on the line. The Hood's the champion, defending against the American Force. Diamond ducked underneath that one. Cross body block, knocks the Hood down. Now Michaels trying to get Diamond over where he can make the tag. Can Shawn Michaels tag in? He does! Here he comes over the top rope. Oh, Shawn Michaels knocks one Hood down. He grabs the other one, whips him across the ring, and catches him in the midsection. Comes up with another super kick, and down goes the other Hood. So it's Shawn Michaels taking care of the 2 Hoods as Diamond is rolling out on the floor. There's that super kick, and it kicks the Hood all the way out onto the concrete floor. Side headlock by Michaels. Here he comes over the top of the referee, over the top of the referee. Clothesline by the Hood. The Hood switch. The Hood switch. Oh, something's got to be done about this. This is not the first time the Hood did it, but they made that quick switch. And I just caught it as they were jumping over the referee. The Hood that was outside on the floor came into the ring. The other one went out, and it was 1, 2, 3. The Hoods have come out here, and I want to tell both teams, I don't want any fighting like was going on up here last week. If you guys want to fight, if you start a fight here, both of you will be disbanded from Texas All-Star Wrestling and unable to wrestle.
What kind of stipulation is that?
Well, this is not a place to fight.
Who gave you the right to show that film? You know they edited that film to be to their advantage. We never switched. We never had to. We can beat them any day of the week, and you know that, and they know that.
It looked to me like this, Rick. They sure did, Steve, and we saw it on tape. And I'll tell you one thing. You want to step into the ring with us, brother, okay? If you're man enough,
There was no editing. You guys were at the meeting, the committee meeting. You guys were there. We were there. You know what you got to face. It's real simple. One of you has got to wear a different colored hood. One little stipulation. You guys are man enough to beat us, you say? Just wear a different color mask. That's all we need. A different color mask, and you'll be looking at new Texas Tag Team Champions. You can guarantee that.
Ladies and gentlemen, Fred Barron, the promoter of Texas All-Star Wrestling, has ordered a match with the stipulation. It's the Hood. You wear a red mask. You wear a black mask. That way, there's no way you can switch.
Well, let me tell you something, Steve. We don't care if it's a yellow, pink, or any other color. We don't need to wear the same colored mask to beat these 2 punks. We can go in the ring with no masks on, and we can beat them once, we can beat them twice. It doesn't make a difference, Tex. You know that, they know that, and these people know that.
I have a contract here from Texas All-Star Wrestling. The state Texas Tag Team titles on the line. The Hoods wear separate masks with the American Force sign.
You got it right here. Signatures of the American Force.
Well, the American Force is going over there to sign, so they have agreed. How about you two?
Like I said before, Steve Sachs, it doesn't make a difference. We can wear different colored masks, different colored types. We can come out there and anything we want, and we can beat them. And it doesn't make one bit of difference to me what stipulation they got. We're ready anytime they are. Put your names on there, guys. Put your names on there.
Last Sunday was the last switch you guys will ever do. I guarantee you that. You think different color mask going to make
you think it's going to make you any better? Do you think it's going to make it any easier for you?
Well, the Hoods have the contract. Wait a minute. One of the Hoods says no. They are talking about them in just a moment. Hoods. They are going over there, and they are thinking about signing that contract. I don't know. They're over there trying trying to sign that contract. I hope they get it. What were y'all talking about? What do you mean, wait? Did you sign the...
We signed the contract. That's no problem in that. We're not afraid. We're fighting champions. We're not paper champions or closet champions. We can beat them anytime, any place. But since they're sitting out here claiming stipulations, we got one for ourselves.
What do you mean one?
The little stipulation that's in this contract states right there that if the American force loses, they have to leave town.
Do you leave town or leave Texas?
Leave town, the state of Texas, out of here, once and for all.
Well, wait a minute, Sean Paul, they have signed, but they put in a special stipulation that you guys will have to leave Texas.
I know, but hey, man.
I know you guys. John, this is your hometown.
That's right, Steve. This is my hometown. It's become Paul's new home. There's one thing that means an awful lot to us.
No, I'm not choked up. I'm not choked up. Yeah, this is my home, but I want those belts more than anything. So you want the match, you got it, buddy. You have got it.
If you guys lose, you leave Texas?
That's right. If we lose the match, we will leave Texas. There in any way I'm leaving my home, and he's leaving his new home. We're going to beat you guys for the last time. You better pack your bags, boy, because Southwest Airlines has got a flight leaving San Antonio every hour on the hour. And come after that match, you're going to be on the next plane out, boys. Say goodbye. We're going to send them all over. We're going to send you out. You're gone. You're history, boy. This is your last match. Guaranteed. You can go to the bank. You can write a check, baby. It's over.
Tell you what, Steve, we handled the Sheep Raiders just fine 2-on-2. Now we got two different color mats. There's no way we're leaving. This has become my home. It's Sean's home, and we're staying here.
That's right, Steve. This is my home. We are not going anywhere. We are fighting two men now, not one like it was before. Hood, you got our backs up against it all now, brother, and we are coming out fighting.
Thank you very much. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. American Force against the Hood for the Texas Tag Team titles. The Hood must wear different color masks. If the Force loses, they leave Texas. Stay tuned. We'll be back with more right after this.
From Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, weighing 248 pounds, the Golden Boy, Mike Golden. And his opponent, weighing 212 pounds, Al Gavigan.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, there's the internet. Just a moment, somebody has walked up the ringside. A gentleman has walked up the ringside. He is roasting over to Fantasy. He's walked into the ring. He is grabbing Fantasy by the arm. Golden has just stared him down. I don't know what he's talking about. Who is this that's coming? He's taking Fantasy, and she doesn't want to go, but they're leading her out the door. Whoever that was has grabbed Fantasy, and she's gone. I don't know where she went. The bell is sounded. Golden is hot. He's in the ring. The Golden Boy is not able to figure out what's happened. I don't know who that was. I've never seen him before. And he just come down to the ring. He said something to Fantasy. He was talking to her. She had that look on her face that she wondered, well, where'd you come from? And we'll check on that in just a moment if we can to see what happened to Fantasy. Look at Golden. Dive Gavigan down to the mat. I can't believe somebody just walked into the ring, took Fantasy. Golden had that look on his face as he couldn't figure out what was going on. He didn't say nothing, though, as he told Gavin they get out of the ring. Golden comes over, big boot to the back. Fantasy, I'm looking out the door. She's gone. I don't know where she went and who she went with. She was trying to keep from going, but whoever that was just continued to pull her by the arm and just took her right out to front. Golden, you can tell he's worried. All you have to do is look at his face and the way he's taking care of Gavigan. He's sending the message out right now. looking to see if Fantasy's going to come back in. Don't forget the Midget World Championship will be defended in Texas very soon, along for the first time. A midget 8-man battle royal over the top rope to the floor. The midgets are coming to Texas. Look at Golden kicking. Al Gavigan. And also next week here on Texas All-Star Wrestling, Gary Hart and the American Ninja. Oh, Golden has been laying him in. Gavigan has been taking the punishment from the Golden Boy. The look on Golden's face, he is furious. You can tell. I guess everybody be furious. Somebody come in and take your woman away from you right here on television, and then Golden couldn't go out because the bell sounded, and he had this match with Gavigan. Here's a count. 2. He picks him up by the hair. The referee, Fred Sinclair, telling Golden, if you're going to pin him, pin him. Dish out any more punishment as you have to. Clothesline. Down goes Gavigan. Golden coming over the corner. I have never seen the look that Golden has on his face tonight. Any other time that he's been in the ring, something is really bothering him. There's a clothesline. Down goes Gavigan. Golden grabs the leg. This time it's 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And ladies and gentlemen, the Golden Boy, Mike Golden, trying to make his way out. Let's see if we can get Golden right over here. As Golden makes his way out, Mike Golden, hold on just a minute, Golden. Want to know where Fantasy went. Who was it?
I'll tell you something, Steve Stacks. That boy should have never followed me here. He should have never found me.
What do you mean?
It's a family matter. It has nothing to do with wrestling. You don't fuss. You stick your nose out of my business. You keep your nose out of my business.
Oh, the Golden Boy's mad. I don't know what's wrong with him, but he's not too happy. He's going out trying to find Fantasy. Stay tuned, ladies and gentlemen, because more exciting action coming up right after this. Team action as Killer Brooks is back with Texas All-Star Wrestling. Teams up with El Madril to take on Chavo Guerrero and Big Bubba. And for the first time ever in Temple, Texas, an 8-midget battle royal. 8 midgets in the ring at one time over the top rope to the floor. That's a long way for a big man, much less a midget. Other exciting matches. We'll tell you more about that next week right here on Texas All-Star Wrestling. The action begins at 8 o'clock Saturday, November the 16th at Mayburn Civic Center. You can pick up your advance tickets at the Civic Center. El Madril.
You know, I heard Chavo Guerrero out here a little bit while ago saying how he had one of the biggest wrestlers in the world as his partner. You left out one thing, though, Chavo, one of the dumbest wrestlers in the world, too. Now, I'll tell you what, that's the blind leading the blind. So, Guerrero, we're not worried about it, because look what I got for a partner, Killer Brooks.
You know, Bubba, you're big, that's all, Jack. You're not so bad. You're just big. And this little Mexican boy running around out here crying because Al tried to take his eye out. He's got a scar on his face. Who cares about Chavo Guerrero? I don't, and Al Madril doesn't. We don't care about what Bubba wants, what Chavo wants. It's what Brooks and what Madril wants. That's all that counts. You're going to be beat. It's in my favorite town, Temple. When I go to Temple, I always try to be meaner and dirtier, and I try to whip somebody good because I like Temple.
You heard that, Stack? So, Chavo Guerrero, you come down there, baby, and you bring your little shoe shine box, and afterwards you can shine our shoes because that's all you're good for. And you bring your daddy around again, and I'll slap him again. I don't care about you, your family, your dog, your goldfish, or anybody else, Chavo Guerrero. I want you, baby. I'm glad you're back.
Texas weighing 262 pounds, Killer Brooks. His opponent at 218 pounds, Rudy Gonzalez.
Well, there's the bell, ladies and gentlemen. It's Killer Brooks starting quickly on... Wait a minute. Killer Brooks has the fist tape. What is this? This is not a tape fist match. What's he doing?
Isn't that great, Stack? You know what he's getting ready for? Iceman. The Iceman.
Hey, he is not supposed to matter tape fist. That's a disqualification. The referee has already asked for the bell.
Why?
Why? Because Brooks had the fist covered up.
So what, Stack? When you got to get in the ring, you got to do the best to win and do anything to win. And that's what the Killer's doing.
He is pounding the rib cage of Rudy Gonzalez, and he has got to be trying to break the ribs with the Tate fist as he continues to pound. He pushes the referee all out of the way. Rudy Gonzalez comes up with a fist, but he's not going to get too much power as Killer Brooks has been really laying him in there.
Isn't that great, Zach? That's my type of man. That's my type of man. Let's bring in the Iceman in here. Let's bring in anybody against Killer Brooks. He'll take care of him.
Killer Brooks grabs Rudy Gonzalez, puts him into the ropes. Oh, that's right to the top of the head. This Killer Brooks is crazy. He's going after the referee. He's stomping around the ring. Rudy Gonzalez was knocked out on the floor. Remember, the match was over the minute it started.
That's right, it was, Zach. It was over from the beginning. And I'll tell you what, anybody that gets in the ring with Killer Brooks, he's my type of man. There's got to be loco in the cabeza.
Well, there goes Brooks outside, grabbing Rudy Gonzalez. Fist to the top of the head. The referee being pushed out of the way. Brooks going back in the ring. Why doesn't he quit, Madrill?
Why should he quit? This guy wants to stay in there? Well, then let him stay in there if he's dumb enough.
Well, Gallagher has come out to try to help Rudy Gonzalez get out of the ring. Brooks is laying it in there. Well, Rudy Gonzalez is taking a pounding now. Killer Brooks is biting. Fist to the top of the head. What's the matter with this Killer Brooks? Get Rudy out of there. Killer Brooks, I don't know what they're going to do with this guy. He was disqualified the moment that match started because the referee saw the Tate fist. Brooks had him covered up. Brooks, that's the worst thing I've ever...
I hope you're watching that, Iceman. King Parson, Tate fist match. That was for the Iceman, Stack. Houston, that's to Dallas. Straight to the Iceman.
Ladies and gentlemen, Killer Brooks wanting to get his hands on the Iceman, King Parson, with those Tate fists. Now, let's go join Bill Merriman, our ring announcer, as Killer Brooks is still not leaving the ring. Brooks is pounding on two men out there now. Al Gallagher and Rudy Gonzalez. This Brooks is crazy. Well, I don't know whether the Iceman would want to get a hold of Killer Brooks right now tonight at all. There's Killer Brooks. He finally gets separated. Brooks has Rudy Gonzalez again, throws him into the TV stand. The referee, Fred Sinclair, is being pushed out of the way. Killer Brooks trying to get out of here. Let's go now, ladies and gentlemen, and pick up our ring announcer, Bill Merriman, for the next match.
This event is the 5-minute, $5,000 challenge event. Introducing the challenger from Stomping Grounds, Kentucky, weighing 331 pounds, J.R. Hogg. Across the ring from Vladivostok, Siberia, in the Soviet Union, weighing 367 pounds, Korchenko.
Korchenko coming in the ring now. Don't forget, next week, Gary Hart and the American Ninja for the first time here on Texas All-Star Wrestling.
That's right, Stack. After this TV show's over, I'm making a long-distance phone call. I'm calling Mr. Hart, and we're going to talk about it, and he should be here flying in, and I'll send the limousine to pick him up at the airport next week for TV. He will be here, and he will bring the American Ninja.
You better worry about this. You got $5,000 on the line here. If J.R. Hogg can stay with the Russian Korchenko for 5 minutes.
I'll tell you what, Stack, I'm going to go and take a nap right now. When I come back, I'll still have my $5,000 in my pocket.
All you youngsters, don't forget, wherever Texas All-Star Wrestling is held, if you're under the age of 12, it's only $3 general admission. And the midgets are coming to Texas for a midget battle royal. First time ever in Texas. Plus, Little Tokyo will be defending his world midget championship. Look at Hogg. He knows there's $5,000. Well, he knew there was $5,000. He was really going at that Russian. He had the Russian going his way, but then the Russian just steps aside, drops J.R. Hogg over the top rope. Here comes the Russian claw.
That's it, Stack. Now, you know when this man puts on that claw, there is nobody, but nobody, not whether Chavo Guerrero, not whether Scott Casey, the American Force, or anybody else that can get out of it.
$5,000 challenge. Any professional wrestler can stay with the Russian 5 minutes. He gets the $5,000 put up by the new connection of Al Madrill and Gary Hart.
That's right. Al Madrill and Gary Hart, baby. We're here to stay. That match is over, Stack.
That that match is over. Russian Kurchenko keeps the money for Madrill and Hart. Stay tuned, because we'll be coming up with Chavo Guerrero and Scott Casey here on Texas All-Star Wrestling just a moment. But before we go to this break, Nick Kiniski has come out here on Texas All-Star Wrestling. How you doing, Nick?
Fine, thank you. How you doing, Steve? Steve, I just heard on television there that they're offering $5,000 if you can go 5 minutes with the Russian. And I'd like to accept that challenge because I could sure use the money right now.
Would you like to take that challenge next week here on Texas All-Star Wrestling?
I would love to, you know. I think the people of Texas are the greatest. The fans supported me from the beginning. I know they'll support me right to the end. And I honestly feel I'll get 110%, and I believe I can go 5 minutes. I'm just about sure I can.
Thank you very much, Nick. We'll sign that match for you next week. It's Nick Kiniski against the Russians for the $5,000 5-minute challenge. Stay tuned. The Cowboy Scott Casey and Chavo Guerrero next. Your USA Heavyweight Championship on the line.
You know, brother, this is the most prestigious belt, only apart from the World Heavyweight title. And Madrill, you don't deserve to wear that title around your waist. But first, you're going to have to beat me. But you're not going to beat me with fire. And I want you people to see what happened last week at the Coliseum.
Let's take you now to the Freeman Coliseum, San Antonio, ladies and gentlemen. Show you Chavo Guerrero and Big Bubba in the ring against El Madrill and Killer Brooks. Bubba takes Killer Brooks, whips him all the way in across the ring into the turnbuckle, comes in with that big squash. He does it 3 times, 4 times. And now Bubba takes him, whips him into the ropes, gets a big boot up there down with Killer Brooks. 431-pound Big Bubba picks Killer Brooks up. I believe he's got him by the beard. Here comes Madrill in. And that gets rid of Bubba, but right there is Chavo Guerrero with a forearm to the back. Here's the tag. It's El Madrill in now. Brooks holds Big Bubba. El Madrill kicks. Texas All-Star Wrestling from the Freeman Coliseum, San Antonio. Here comes Chavo in with a knee to the back of El Madrill. It's 2-on-1 as Big Bubba's in the wrong corner. Elbow to the top of the head of Big Bubba. He staggers back. There's Madrill. Madrill, as you can see, is not doing anything right now, but he did tag in. Brooks has not left the ring. They're going to pick Big Bubba up, and they take him down. Whoa. Oh, and Bubba hits the mat. Everything shakes. Madrill now raking those fingers around the good eye of Big Bubba. Kick from Madrill. Oh, here comes Guerrero. The referee intercepts Guerrero, but he gets thrown out of the way. And Chavo going after Madrill, and Brooks comes over, and he takes Chavo and throws him out. Now it's Big Bubba throws them together. Here's a tag, in comes Chavo Guerrero. Chavo the drop kick on Madrill. Chavo the drop kick on Killer Brooks. Chavo goes after El Madrill. That's the one he wants anyhow. He takes Madrill, whips him into the turnbuckle. Oh, Madrill goes up by, cross body block right onto the referee. Right onto the referee. Madrill is down. Chavo is on top of him. The referee is still out. Here's Brooks. Oh, Madrill landing right on the referee. Big Bubba's over there. Big Bubba is checking. There goes Brooks over the top rope as Chavo has thrown him out. Somebody throws a beer into the ring. Oh, there's a fire! The fire in the face of the referee. It was meant for Chavo Guerrero. But he ducked. The fire went into the face of the referee. Chavo ducked. It was from him. There's the beer thrown to Madrill. Now, Chavo, the fire come out. You just ducked at that time.
Well, let me tell you something. I'm going to make sure this doesn't occur. I'm going to make sure that if Madrill beats me for the belt, which I know he can't, it's going to be a 1-2-3 in the middle of the ring, and I have chosen as a special referee this man right here. Scott Casey will referee that match and make sure that wrestling is what it's all about that night.
That's right, gentlemen. I will be the deciding factor. It's got to be a 1, 2, 3. Whether it be El Madrill, whether it be Chavo Guerrero, the man that wins that belt is going to have to pin his opponent.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much.
And El Madril, this is no ordinary referee. You can't burn this one because this one fights back.
Thank you very much. They're going to the ring right now, ladies and gentlemen. You heard Chavo Guerrero and El Madril for the U.S. Heavyweight Championship special referee Scott Casey. Now, let's go pick up our ring announcer, Bill Merriman.
Star TV main event with television time remaining from parts unknown, weighing 260 pounds, the Assassin, and his partner from Albany, Georgia, weighing 229 3/4 pounds, the USA Junior Heavyweight Champion, the Georgia Strongman, Dale Veazey. And their opponent from Bull Verde, Texas, weighing 241 pounds, Cowboy Scott Casey. And his partner, making his return to Texas All-Star Wrestling from El Paso, Texas, weighing 228 pounds, the U.S. Heavyweight Champion, Chavo Guerrero.
Well, Chavo Guerrero is back. He's teaming up with a Cowboy. Al Madril, he didn't have too much good to say about you, but he did accept your challenge with a special stipulation that Scott Casey will be the special referee.
Well, I'll tell you what, I knew Guerrero would come up with something like that, Stack. Anything to try to hold on to that belt. But I'll tell you what, I don't care if he had Big Bubba, both the American Force, or whoever else as a referee. Because I'll tell you what, brother, I'm going to be the new champion. And you're going to see that, Stack.
Well, it's the Assassin. You told us the Assassin was here. He's in the ring right now with Scott Casey.
That's right. You see how big a man this guy is, too, Stack. I'm bringing men from all over the world, and I ain't telling you where this man's from.
The Assassin talks to Dale Veazey, the Georgia Strongman. I want to remind you, the great wrestling fans out there, the Texas All-Star Wrestling next week. Gary Hart will be here as he joins in association with El Madril, and the American Ninja will be making his first appearance next week right here on Texas All-Star Wrestling. I'm still really confused at what happened to Fantasy. We're going to be checking on Fantasy and see what we can find out about her here before we go off the air today. The Assassin with a fist. Here's the tag to the Georgia Strongman, Casey. Well, the referee is not allowing the tag. The referee did not allow the tag. The Assassin now goes over and he tags again. Coming to Texas, the Midget World Champion. He'll be defending that title. Plus, the Midgets in a 8-man over-the-top rope battle royal. First time in Texas, a Midget battle royal with 8 men in it is coming to Texas soon. Oh, Veazey gets caught by Casey, and then he get him out of that corner. Veazey going into Chavo Guerrero.
First one.
Chavo Guerrero, suplex on the Georgia Strongman. Chavo Guerrero with a side suplex on the Georgia Strongman. Guerrero, the U.S. Heavyweight Champion. Working on Veazey, but Veazey used the head. Guerrero comes up with a kick. Guerrero takes him, lays him on the rope. Here's Guerrero bouncing off the rope. A hip toss. Oh! Choking now by the Georgia Strongman.
What I was trying to say earlier, Steve, that was the first move that I saw Chavo Guerrero do, and what happened? He fell down and broke his crown, didn't he? So I'll tell you what, Stack. Chavo Guerrero thinks he's just going to come back here and get all this revenge, supposedly, and that I hurt his poor little daddy, and I did this to him and I did that to him. Well, Mr. Guerrero, there's nothing separating us right now but air. So whenever he's ready, and I can't believe he's man enough to even put the belt up, Stack, but I'm ready, and I'm going to take that belt once and for all. You'll see.
Casey slams the Assassin. Casey kicks the Assassin. My first look at the Assassin. Big boot to the chest. Casey has him covered up. The referee, Fred Sinclair, 2 count as the right shoulder of the Assassin comes up. Veazey is claiming that Casey has the trumps of the Assassin. Youngsters under the age of 12, wherever Texas All-Star Wrestling is held, you get in for only $3. General admission. Come on out and enjoy a great night with the professionals from Texas All-Star Wrestling.
Now, I ask you, I'm going to ask you one more time. Whose idea is this for these $3 brats to get in there?
Mr. Fred Barron, the owner of Texas All-Star Wrestling.
Well, I'll tell you what, Mr. Fred Barron, if you're listening, my lawyer's going to be in touch with you tomorrow. Nobody's going to pay you $3 to see Al Madril.
Here's the tag. The Georgia Strongman is in. Forearms to the back. Here comes Casey bouncing off the rope. Whoa! Beasley had him up, rocked him down. Beasley now choking. Beasley choking. And now Casey's up. There's a kick from the assassin as everybody tries to get into the action. Casey, reversal. Beasley off the rope. Casey has him up. What's he going to do with it? Slams him down.
I'll tell you what, Stack, I can't take nothing away from Scott Casey, but if he thinks he's going to get involved in my match with Chavo Guerrero, he's got another thing coming, because you know the surprise I gave Chavo, the surprise I gave Bubba, well, I'll just do the same thing to Scott Casey.
Well, Scott Casey will be the special referee when Al Madril meets Chavo Guerrero for the U.S. Heavyweight Championship. It's Guerrero in now. In comes the assassin. Guerrero went after him. Here comes Casey in now. All four men. Oh, Beasley going for the atomic drop. The Chavo Guerrero got him, went over the top. Has the shoulders down with a beautiful back suplex.
Yeah, but he had him by the throat.
1, 2, 3, and Chavo Guerrero and Scott Casey win it here on Texas All-Star Wrestling.
He had him by the throat. Stack, why don't you say that?
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we were telling you earlier about the disappearance of Fantasy from the ring when she was in there with the Golden Boy. We don't know what happened, but let's take you back now and show you what happened when Fantasy disappeared. Now, ladies and gentlemen, there's the internet. Just a moment, somebody has walked up the ringside. A gentleman has walked up the ringside. He is motioning over to Fantasy. He's walked into the ring. He is grabbing Fantasy by the arm. Golden is just staring him down. I don't know what he's talking about. OSS is coming. He's taking Fantasy, and she doesn't want to go, but they're leading her out the door. Whoever that was has grabbed Fantasy, and she's gone. I don't know where she went. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we still do not know what the status of Fantasy is, but I'll guarantee that we'll check into it, and we'll give you all the information next week here on Texas All-Star Wrestling. Plus, Gary Hart and the American Ninja make their appearance.
That's right. Don't worry about Fantasy and Mike Golden. That's their business, Stack. You just want to know everything. But I'll tell you what, next week, Gary Hart's going to be here. He's going to bring the American Ninja in here. And, brother, I'll tell you what, Gary Hart and Al Madril, we're going to rule Texas All-Star Wrestling.
Till next week, on behalf of everyone at Texas All-Star Wrestling, this is
Gary Hart y yo. Vas a ver, vas a ver.
KCEN TV Wheel of Fortune to win
an exciting offer just for you. It's Texas All-Star Wrestling Jackets, just like your favorite Texas All-Star Wrestler wears. 5 different colors: silver, maroon, black, red, and blue. Many styles to choose from, even with your favorite Texas All-Star Wrestler's name embroidered on the back. Sizes for all, from children's sizes to adults, small, medium, large, and extra large. Texas All-Star Jackets are lined and made of the finest quality material, custom made to your order. Be in style wherever you go with your Texas All-Star Jacket. The jacket the stars wear. Texas All-Star Souvenirs has something for everyone, even me. Order today. Send only $49.95. Cashier's check your money order to Texas All-Star Souvenirs. Post Office Box 15377, San Antonio, Texas 78212-2798. Area code 512-736-6501. That's Texas All-Star Souvenirs. Post Office Box 15377, San Antonio, Texas. Texas All-Star Wrestling tonight in Temple at the Mayburn Civic Center. That's Saturday, November the 16th, 8 o'clock starting time. Main event. Killer Brooks and El Madril team up to take on Chavo Guerrero and Big Bubba. And ladies and gentlemen, for the first time in Temple, Texas, you'll see 8 midgets in the ring at one time and an over-the-top rope battle royal, plus the Midgets World Championship will be defended. The Japanese wrestlers who are the All-Asian Tag Team Champions will be there to meet the American Force. The Georgia Strongman will be there. The Russian Korchenko. Advance tickets on sale at the Mayburn Civic Center, and be with us tonight at 8 o'clock. Temple, Texas, Mayburn Civic Center, Texas All-Star Wrestling. American Force against the All-Asian Tag Team Champions. Paul?
Thank you, Steve. Well, you know, we've been battling the hoods all over the state of Texas, but also we've been attracting some international talent. The New Zealand sheep herders came in, tried to get the job done, and they couldn't do it. We held up. Now we got this all-Asian Japanese team coming in here. Well, let me tell you something, boys. You show up in Temple, and we'll show you what America is all about.
That's the American Force, ladies and gentlemen. They'll be going against the All-Asian Tag Team Champions, who are under the leadership of Gary Hart. And let's pick up Gary Hart now.
Number one, American Force, you ought to know what you're talking about. The 2 men that you see standing before me today has beaten every American that has come to Japan, throughout Asia, Singapore, Hong Kong, Kuala Lumpur, everywhere. A lot of Americans have faced these 2 gentlemen in search of the All-Asian Tag Team titles. It's a funny thing about the American race of people. They think that they know more about wrestling, more about living, more about life than anyone. But Al Madril and I did not travel all the way to the Orient to get the services of these 2 men to make you look good.
All-Star Wrestling, the excitement about to begin. And ladies and gentlemen, we've got a lot of great matches lined up for today. Of course, we told you last week that coming from world-class wrestling would be Mr. Gary Hart, and he has formed a new association with Texas All-Star Wrestling's El Madril. They have formed the largest professional wrestling camp ever, and these 2 guys are going to be ruling not only Texas, but the world, they say. Gary Hart, welcome to Texas All-Star Wrestling.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure to be here. It's a pleasure to be associated with Al Madril. And I want to say that Al Madril searched long and far, as you well know, through the WWF, the AWA, the NWA, the Mid-South, Atlanta, talked to numerous managers who would best fit the plan that Al Madril has came up with to establish a wrestling organization that would be unbeatable. And I appreciate the fact that when it came down to the final decision, you've invited me in to be part of your business, brother. And I want you to know all of my resources, all of my time, and all of my energy will be to accomplish what you and I want, to make Texas the hotbed of wrestling and to show everyone that world-class and Texas All-Star is the only solid wrestling in the world today.
Do you gentlemen realize that Skandor Akbar is here with us today?
Why? What is he doing here? What has he got to do?
Well, I understand that you kind of double-crossed Skandor Akbar.
That's none of your business, Stack.
What is this?
I don't know.
That's a double-cross. Something to have to do about the fire.
What fire are you talking about? I never threw fire in my life.
You asking a man questions now. Give us what you've heard.
Well, you'll have
what are you, a rumor monger?
Later on, don't forget, ladies and gentlemen,
you just don't know this,
the
man.
$5,000 challenge, the Russian against Nick Janicki, right after this.
Time limit. From Albany, Georgia, weighing 229 3/4 pounds, the USA Junior Heavyweight Champion, the Georgia Strongman, Dale Vesey. His opponent hails from Bull Verde, Texas, weighing 242 pounds, Cowboy Scott Casey.
Wrestling the Cowboy Scott Casey from Bull Verde, just a few miles miles outside of San Antonio, Texas, the bell sounds. And here with me is the General himself, General Skandor Akbar. Welcome back to Texas and Texas All-Star Wrestling.
Well, it's nice to be back at Texas All-Star Wrestling. And basically, I'm here for two reasons. And one is my original intention was to come back to Texas All-Star Wrestling because I believe that this is the new era, the new Mecca, the new hotbed and professional wrestling. And, of course, the General, the greatest manager of them all. I have the stable of the most awesome athletes the world over. That means the reappearance of Kamala. And the second reason I want to get in, you know, Gary Hart and Al, they were worried, and they should be, because it was I, and I alone, who introduced Al Madril to the Fires, the Mystic Fire. The next thing I know, when our back is turned, his allegiance with Gary Hart is well known. And you know, Gary Hart is an arch enemy of mine. You know, it's a misconception that people believe that Hart and I are friends. That goes back a long time ago. When the General's on the scene, you know, I don't waste time. My time is too valuable. I'm an extremely wealthy man, and I saw a lot in Al Madril. But the only thing I see now is a typical Mexican double-crosser, and I'm going to make it so hot for you, Madril, that you wish you had never seen General Akbar.
In the ring, it's Dale Veazey against the Cowboy Scott Casey. Look at Casey take the arm down, goes the Georgia Strongman. And, oh, I think he might have grabbed the hair to put Casey in that head scissors. He didn't keep it long.
Of course, we all know Scott Casey's been around for a while. But now Dale Veazey is a vastly improved wrestler since I've seen him last. I was in another area with Dale Veazey, and I can see that this man is coming along. Scott Casey certainly is a great athlete, but you know, on any given day, an upset can happen.
Right, and you're listening to the voice of the General Skandor Akbar from Mid-South, and here lately from up in the AWA.
ESPN, AWA, we've been all over, of course, and I can't say enough for Kamala. There's one thing that I would like to say. My latest acquisition of Devastation Incorporated is none other than the most underrated wrestler ever to appear on Texas All-Star Wrestling, and that's Hacksaw Higgins. Yes, that's right. Hacksaw Higgins is now under the tutorship of the mighty General.
I understand Hacksaw is currently campaigning in Japan as we watch Veazey go over the top. He goes underneath as Casey went high in the air. Oh, and it's Veazey as Casey up.
Great move by Veazey. Great move by Dale Veazey.
He's got Casey down. Here's the count.
Almost, as I say.
Back to Hacksaw Higgins. He is in Japan, I understand.
He is in Japan now, training with one of my informants and one of my comrades in Japan. And he's learning the most devastating martial arts, or nerve hole, or whatever you want to call it. You have to see it, and people here in Texas All-Star Wrestling will see a new Hacksaw Higgins because the General's got him.
Understand it. Hacksaw Higgins is about 310 pounds now.
And he is solid. And, of course, you know, all it takes, I saw the material, and I saw the cunning, the tenacity within this man, and I know exactly how to bring this thing out, Steve Stacks. And you're going to see Hacksaw Higgins.
Oh, I thought Casey had the pin as he had the shoulders of the Georgia Strongman, Dale Veazey, down. I want to remind all you youngsters watching that wherever Texas All-Star Wrestling is held, general admission section, all children under the age of 12, only $3 to come out and enjoy professional wrestling. And yet to come later today, the 5,000 5-minute challenge, the Russian Korchenko against Nick Kiniski.
You know, one other thing about Gary Hart, while we're on this subject, you know, Gary Hart, I know Gary Hart from a long time ago, and I know that the people that this man is associated when he was in Chicago, just coming up in the professional wrestling ranks, and I know what a rotten individual, all right? You say the General's rotten, the money talks in this business.
I know Gary Hart is a very quiet, but he is a very sly individual.
That's a good way to put it, Steve Stacks. But, you know, when the General's on the scene, people stand up and they start taking notes. They listen, just like the well-known financier. When he talks, everybody listens, and that's the way the General is.
Here goes Veazey taking Casey, whips him into the turnbuckle. Oh, and Casey caught an elbow as they come out of there. Here's the count. It's 1, 2. The referee started now for that 3 count. Casey kicked out. The Georgia Strongman, the Cowboy, Scott Casey. Casey with a nice fireman's carry there on the Georgia Strongman.
One thing about the Georgia Strongman, he will wrestle you. He will wrestle you.
Well, Casey will wrestle you, too. You've had your battles with the Cowboy.
Oh, yes, yes. Now, Scott Casey and I go back a long ways. But I can tell you this right now, that this Georgia Strongman is really improved I hate to keep hitting on that, Steve Saxton. I know that Scott Casey is a great athlete, too. You have to be great to be on Texas All-Star Wrestling.
And it's good to have the General here, and we look forward to seeing Kamala. We look for the new Hacksaw Higgins, and there's another man I want to talk to the General about later on. I want to save that for right now as I watch Casey try to pull that arm out of that socket of the Georgia Strongman.
Oh, that's a terrific hold. That's a hold that goes a long way back in professional wrestling. You know, you've got a lot of leverage with this particular type of hold. And if you fans don't believe this hold hurts, you try it on yourself sometimes. Scott Casey definitely has the advantage right now, Steve.
Casey holding on to Georgia Strongman, keeping up the right shoulder. That way there's no count on him. As Casey has those knees, those feet buried up underneath the arm, one on the shoulder, one on the head, and look at him pull that arm.
The way you have to do this, the Georgia Strongman has to be awfully careful. He has to be tremendously cautious not to get his shoulders pinned when he goes back down. And he's
look at the Strongman using the rope. He's using the rope. Casey is down. The referee stopped by Casey grabbing his arm. The Georgia Strongman, back down he goes.
Well, sometimes you have to win at all costs. You know, the Georgia Strongman has to be extremely cautious at all times because he's in there with a veteran. Scott Casey has the years. You've got to admit that, Steve Stack. He has got the years and experience on the Georgia Strongman. But however, this Veazey is giving Scott Casey all he can handle. You have to agree with that.
There's Veazey coming out. He takes that boot right under the eyes, and then he kicks him in the shoulder. Veazey in front. Veazey has Casey up. Oh, he throws Casey off. Throw him over. Here goes Veazey for the pin. He may have it this time, and it... Nope, just a 2 count.
Just a 2 count. Scott Casey indeed was lucky on that one.
Scott Casey catches a forearm. He catches another one. He comes back with a fist. Veazey exchanges blows with it as the two men punching it out. Look at Casey. Takes Veazey by the arm, whips him across. No, it's a reversal. Clothesline, he missed. Oh, there's the flying lariat. The flying lariat. That's all over. Well, that just shows you how the old pro can turn it around.
That's exactly right. You know, I think Dale Veazey, the Georgia Strongman, thought he had it, Steve Saxton. All of a sudden, it's all over.
General, we're going to get Cowboy Scott Casey up here now, and we may be talking to you in just a little bit, so if you'll just step up for just a moment. Here comes the Cowboy Scott Casey as the General Skandor Akbar begins to lead. Don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, coming up later on, the 5-minute, $5,000 challenge. Nick Kiniski trying to take the $5,000 away from the Russian Korchenko. That's yet to come. Scott Casey. I know you just had a tough match, Scott, but I also know that you promised me that you were going to give me all the information that you can about what happened with Fantasy as she disappeared here last week.
What transpired, Rapido, Steve, is this. Mike Golden, the Golden Boy, David Peterson, and David's younger brother, Jim, grew up together. They were inseparable. They've been friends. I've known them a long time. They all three broke into wrestling out on the East Coast. I mean, these guys were something else. They were just like 3 peas in a pod. One night, Jim was coming home from a match and had a head-on collision, and his spinal cord has been severely damaged. We don't know if he'll ever walk again or not. Now, Mike Golden, being the guy that he is, the snake in the grass, saw an opportunity because he's seen a lot of other wrestlers use pretty valets.
Right.
Now, Fantasy, that's the name we're going to use. I know her real name, but I'm not going to say it. Was coached by Mike to be his valet, so Mike could bring himself up that ladder of professional wrestling. It's very simple.
The valet in Fantasy was Jim's wife?
That's right. She was Jimmy's wife. This went on for some time, and David was out on the East Coast looking. I call him David. His name is David the Hitman Patterson. You'll understand why Hitman when you see him wrestling. He went to the East Coast, Florida, Atlanta. Finally, I met him in world-class wrestling up in Dallas. A lot of people who've seen me wrestle him or against him, with him. And he asked me, he said, man, I've been looking for Mike and Fantasy for months. And I said, I know where they're at. They're down here at Texas All-Star, down here in San Antonio, Texas. He said, that's all I've got to know. And he got kind of a cold look in his face, man, and I knew what was happening because I knew what was in the background and what was in his mind. The next thing you know, here comes David. He comes to the ring. And I know now that Fantasy's home with her husband, Jimmy. Let me tell you something, Mike Golden. I've known David for a few months. Not as long as you have, mind you. But I've known him long enough to know when the hitman comes back, Lord better take mercy on your soul, because, brother, he's going to wipe you off the face of the earth. What it boils down to, gentlemen, is he stole another man's wife. Mike Golden, you took Jimmy's wife. The man is paralyzed. What more can you say about it? That's the bottom line.
Thank you very much, Scott, for that information. Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. The man who showed up at ringside was a hitman, David Patterson, and he took his brother's wife back home. Well, this story will continue, I'm sure, but there's another exciting match coming up right after this here on Texas All-Star Wrestling.
Time limit. This is a handicap match. Introducing from parts unknown, weighing 278 pounds, the Assassin. And his partner from Fort Worth, Texas, weighing 259 pounds, Jack Dillon. Their opponent from Huntington, West Virginia, standing 6 foot 8 inches, weighing 431 pounds, Big Bubba.
Bubba has appeared here on Texas All-Star Wrestling in a handicap match. Both men in the ring at the same time. And speaking of big men, General Akbar, look at the size of
I am impressed. I will say I give credit where credit is due, Steve Stack. However, Big Bubba has not yet faced the likes of Kamala.
Looky here. One going for the side headlock. Bubba just picks him up, throws him down. Here goes the other one to the side headlock, the Assassin. Bubba has him up, and I want you to know that these two men weigh over 540 pounds combined. They're 100 and some pounds heavier than Big Bubba.
Very, very impressive. But as I said before, my man Kamala has defeated Crusher Blackwell, Big John Studd, Andre the Giant. The list goes on. King Kong Bundy. The list goes on and on and on.
But he has not met Big Bubba.
Well, as I said, the reappearance of Kamala is right around the corner.
Look at him. He is picking up 265 pounds like I would pick up the trash can to empty.
As I said, I will give credit where credit is due to a certain extent. He still has not faced Kamala.
Don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, coming up later on, the $5,000 5-minute challenger Russian against Nick Kiniski. That's still to come here at Texas All-Star Wrestling.
Another name that always resurfaces when Kamala's on the scene. I'm talking about Bruiser Brody. You know, I better not see Brody in any one of these arenas because he knows exactly what Kamala gave them in their last meeting. And, you know, there's a lot of torture to dish out. Oh, yes.
Look here, two men on Big Bubba trying to power him down. They hadn't got him moved yet. Now, both of them over 500 and almost 550 pounds, and Bubba just throws them down.
Quite impressive, quite impressive. What would a Herculean arm or chest like that measure, Steve Stack?
25-inch arm.
Well, that is indeed big.
60.
You know, I've seen a lot of oak trees come down, Steve Stack.
Well, speaking of oak trees, they're trying to do it right here. This is the way you would chop down an oak tree, right? You'd go for the bottom. There goes one man loose. Bubba takes the forearm. There goes the other one off. And Big Bubba is really taking care of himself in this match against two men. Now he has Jack Dillon up, throws him down. Here goes the Assassin.
Of course, the Assassin and Dillon's attempts have been somewhat futile, as you can see. Now, this is a very, very impressive man, this Big Bubba.
Now he takes Dillon. I hope you're taking all this information down for Kamala. There goes Dillon. Clothesline. Down he goes. Now Big Bubba goes after the Assassin. Dillon's been clotheslined. Bubba has the Assassin. Oh, what a forearm across the chest. Dillon rolls out of the ring. Look at that shot. Another forearm. And there's another forearm. Oh, this Bubba is wild tonight. There's another clothesline, and down goes the Assassin. What's this, General? What a splash.
Splash, yes, indeed.
1, 2, 3, and Big Bubba takes care of two men here on Texas All-Star Wrestling.
Indeed. Yes, once again, I don't like to be repetitious.
Wait a minute. Look here. Here comes El Madrill and Killer Brooks. They're yelling in at Big Bubba.
Oh, yes.
Hey, they said, oh, you beat two men, but you can't beat us. Those weren't two men. We're the men you need to beat. Here comes Madrill up.
This could be interesting, Steve Stack.
Could be very interesting here.
Interesting. Let's watch.
Madrill's in the ring. He's trying to get Bubba to come after him. Oh, Bubba's got him in the corner. Here comes Brooks. With a knee to the back. Hey, he's got those fists taped. Killer Brooks with a taped fist.
Here comes that oak tree. That oak tree's coming down right now, Steve Stack. That oak tree's coming down.
There comes Big Bubba. He's making his way back up. Madrill's holding the hair. Brooks is laying him on the jaw, in the chest. Madrill is still hard on. Big Bubba's up again. They whip Big Bubba into the rope. Double clothesline. There goes Big Bubba down. Now Madrill's yelling up there. Oh, he may have beat those two, but he can't beat us.
Do you realize that one of the participants, Killer Brooks, has taped fists?
Taped fists. That's just like those two. They're getting out of the ring right now. Madrill's still happy saying he can't beat him. And I want to tell you what. Look at Bubba. Whoa! El Madrill and Killer Brooks better look out if they ever have to meet Bubba one-on-one. Bubba is bad. No doubt about it. Stay tuned, ladies and gentlemen. The $5,000 5-minute challenge is coming up next. Bergstrom Air Force Base here in Austin, Texas, Friday, November the 29th at 8 o'clock. A lot of great matches, one of them with international flavor as the American Force takes on the Japanese Force, who are the All-Asian Tag Team Champions. Paul Diamond.
Thank you, Steve. Well, as the people know, we've been feuding with the Hoods all over Texas, and now there's the Japanese Force. Can you believe the audacity of Al Madrill to steal our name and put it on some foreigners? That kind of makes me hot. I know it makes Sean hot. So let me tell you something, Japanese boys. When we get up there to Bergstrom Air Force Base, we're Texans. We're Americans. This is our state, our country. There's no way you're just coming in here to embarrass us. We're going to take care of business the best we know how. Whatever it takes, the American Force is going to come out on top.
Shawn Michaels.
Steve, everybody knows it. You've seen all the rest. The American Force is still here and still the best.
It's Texas All-Star Wrestling, Bergstrom Air Force Base. Gentlemen, Nick Kiniski is in the ring. We're waiting for the Russian Korchenko to appear. General, this is a $5,000 5-minute challenge. Wait a minute, the referee, General, is going back to the dressing room. The Russian is not here. We'll have to wait and see what's happening.
Well, am I correct in assuming that the Russian is affiliated in some way with Al Madrill?
Yes, he is.
Now you've questioned the credibility of Al Madrill.
Well,
just like another Mexican. Now he's backsliding right out of his own deal.
We're going to walk down to ringside, and we'll be right back with you, General, to see if we can find out what's going on with Al Madrill and his Russian. The Russian has not appeared. As we go over here, Al Madrill. The Russian is scheduled for a $5,000 5-minute challenge. He is not here.
Don't worry about it. He's on his way, Stack. He will be here, and that's all you got to know, and that's all these people got to know. He'll be here in a minute.
Okay, Nick Kiniski. We could get Nick over here just a moment. Nick, we've just been informed the Russian hasn't arrived yet, but he is on his way. We'll have that match a little later on today.
Well, Steve, I'll stay in my gear. I'm ready for this. I'm ready for that $5,000. I think I earn it, and I'm ready to go, and I'll just stay dressed, ready for the Russian if he shows up.
Thank you very much, Nick. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we'll have that 5-minute, $5,000 challenge later on. But right now, let's pick up our special Texas All-Star Wrestling close-up with Gary Hart and the American Ninja. Well, ladies and gentlemen, our Texas All-Star Wrestling close-up today is something a little different than we've been having. This is Gary Hart, who has brought with him the American Ninja, who is one of the most skilled martial arts experts anywhere in the world. Gary Hart.
Former United States Marine Corps, First Lieutenant, Vietnam, 2 different combat zones, 2 tours, a great American. A lot of people realize that I have brought many Asians into this country, such Asians as the great Kabuki, such Asians as Pak Song Nam, such Asians as Professor Toru Tanaka. But beyond a shadow of a doubt, there is not an American in the entire world that is as good and as impressive with Japanese karate and Nukai karate anywhere in the world.
Understand the man is born in West Texas, served 2 tours in Vietnam, and he was curling 100 pounds there as we were talking.
Yes, he was born in Hill Center, Texas, between Abilene, Texas, and Amarillo, Lubbock and Amarillo, Texas. Educated at Texas A&M, educated at Baylor University. Served 2 tours of duty in Vietnam, first lieutenant in the United States Marine Corps. I would like to turn it over to the American Ninja, and he can explain exactly what he's going to do here today.
American Ninja is coming in here now, and he will tell us exactly what he's going to do today. First of all, welcome to Texas All-Star Wrestling.
Thank you, sir. The first demonstration will attempt to break 8 bricks with the Japanese karate Shuto.
There you have it, ladies. Oh,
He got 7 of the 8.
7 of the 8.
7 of the 8. Now, I want to show you something that no American has ever attempted. The only other man that I ever knew that could accomplish this feat was a gentleman that you know very well. Now he's passed on by the name of Pak Song Nam.
Pak Song Nam, as Gary Hart now makes his way over. He has grabbed a large can. This is a tomato juice can, a 46-ounce can is what it is. It's full. Let me. This can has both ends in it, and it is full. Gary Hart is talking to the man. And now, Gary Hart, as Gary has moved away from us, the American Ninja is now preparing the can. And I think what he is going to do here is place the can up, and he is going to take and hit that can and blow both ends out of the can, as he has now made his preparation with the brick. Gary Hart, if we could come back over here. He's going to try to knock both ends out of that can, right? It's loaded. It is a tomato can.
It's a can of tomato juice. He'll hit it with such pressure that the actual pressure of the juice hitting the side of the can will actually blow the ends out of a steel can just from the percussion of his hand as he lays it into the can.
Can you imagine what this do if he'd hit another man?
Could cause him serious damage. I don't believe anyone, as I said before, has ever attempted this other than Pak Song Nam, who was the All-Asian karate champion for 3 years in a row. Look at the can.
Busted the can. Check it out. Busted the can, blows both out. The American Ninja has knocked the end out of that can, both ends of it. Great pressure, and that just shows you how tough the American Ninja is. And I know you have, look at that, the holes, the leak, the can just coming out all over.
One more demonstration of Nukai, where he takes his fingers and he will literally destroy this melon. He will not hit it with his hand. He'll hit it with his fingers.
What is this martial art called?
This is called the Nukai thrust. Death thrust.
Ladies and gentlemen, now, Gary Hart has a watermelon, as everybody here in Texas, of course, where they grow a lot of watermelons, knows. And now he's going to do this with the thrust. He is not going to use his hand. He is going to use the fingers. Just the fingers and the thrust. He has the hand taped up as we watch the melon as he is ready. The Ninja now is ready for the thrust. As he prepares himself with those fingers, we move in. Will the melon explode? What will happen? He is getting it positioned just like he would like. And there it is. Right through the melon. There it is, ladies and gentlemen.
Is he everything I said he was?
He is everything and more. And if I was a professional wrestler, I would have to worry about the American Ninja.
Imagine this scenario. The right opponent, say his name is Big Bubba. Say his name is Scott Casey. Say his name is the one-man gang, a man that fired me. And the hand that you saw break 7 bricks, the hand that you saw hit a tomato juice can so hard that he blew the ends out on both ends, and the fingers curled into the throat. Who in wrestling today that I have mentioned can stand against the American Ninja?
No one.
A West Texas boy. His name may not be Funk, and his name may not be Von Erich, but in the very near future, you will all know that the greatest martial arts man in professional wrestling is not Kabuki. It is none other than Gary Hart's American Ninja. And remember, everyone I've ever presented to you over the years for the last 15 years, remember who they were, and remember what they were, and most of all, remember, you may not like me, but you have to admit that I have a reputation for the very best in professional wrestling, and this is the greatest find I've had in many years. He's a Texan that works for Gary Hart.
Thank you very much. Gary Hart and the American Ninja. Stay tuned, ladies and gentlemen. There's more exciting Texas All-Star Wrestling right after this.
There are lots of his fans who rent or would rather own a Redmond manufactured home. So my friend Kevin persuaded Redmond to offer a $1,000 cash rebate to everyone who buys a Redmond manufactured home. No matter what home you choose, Redmond will give you $1,000 cash. So please, stop paying rent, get over to your participating Redmond retailer now, and then maybe Kevin will let me down. Kevin?
Go get your $1,000 Redmond rebate now.
One fall, 10-minute time limit from Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, weighing 245 pounds, the Golden Boy, Mike Zoldan. His opponent from Stomping Grounds, Kentucky, weighing 331 pounds, J.R. Hogg.
Well, the Golden Boy came to the ring. He doesn't have Fantasy with him. You know where she is. She's back where she belongs as far as I'm concerned. He had a rose, he took it out into the crowd and handed it to some lady in the crowd.
Well, of course, as far as I'm concerned, just like every American woman. They don't stick by their spouses, their husbands, their boyfriends. You know, that's a very, very, that's a terrible black eye on this country, you know. But I can assure you this is quite a contrast. Am I correct, J.R. Hogg and the Golden Boy? Some contrast, believe me. This is going to be an interesting match.
Don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, yet to come today, Nick Kiniski against the Russian for the $5,000 challenge. I don't think the Russian has showed up yet. I want to remind all you kids also, wherever Texas All-Star Wrestling is held, it's only $3 general admission. What did you think of the American Ninja? He impressed me. He's more than I really thought when I first heard about him.
Well, of course, it is impressive, his credentials, what he did in his demonstration. Of course, when he busted that watermelon, the bricks, and the can of juice or whatever, that was impressive. But I want to remind you something. A watermelon and a can of juice is not Kamala.
Well, that's true, but I wouldn't want to get in there with the man.
Well, of course, it's going to take a lot more than the American Ninja or anybody else that I've seen in Texas All-Star Wrestling to stop Kamala. But make no mistake about it, I'm impressed with the talent. I'm impressed with the wrestlers in Texas All-Star Wrestling. They are top-notch contenders. But, of course, the General is always ready for all contingents.
In the ring, it's the Golden Boy against J.R. Hogg. The Golden Boy minus Fantasy, as the hitman David Patterson came last week.
Quite a story.
Yeah, it was. Scott Casey brought us the story earlier. And now the Golden Boy is against J.R. Hogg. Hogg had him down for a count of 2.
Hogg's a pretty good size fella.
331 pounds. There goes the Golden Boy up and over.
Once again, you know, looks like J.R. Hogg's got things his way. Almost 2.5. As
you watch The Golden Boy bouncing. Oh, he goes over the top of J.R. Hall. Cross body block. Down goes Hall. Here's the count. It's 1, 2, and he kicks out.
No, it's all right. Golden Boy really at it now. This is the like of wrestling that I like to see. The Golden Boy. Now he's got J.R. Hogg in trouble. This could be it. This could be a maneuver. Oh, tremendous move by the Golden Boy.
Golden Boy.
Make no mistake about it.
Going back
you people call this man a sissy. You're making a mistake. He's a tough individual. He is tough. Look at that.
Guys,
Harley Race. A la Harley Race.
Here's the count. It's 1, 2. Oh, and Hall kicks out. Hall kicked out. The Golden Boy in behind with a face lock.
Hogg is a tough man. Was this an excruciating hold here? This hold is a tremendous wrestling hold. Oh, here we go. All right. You see, you have to fight. We live in a world where you have to fight.
There's a kick. Down goes the Golden Boy. Here comes J.R. in after him. Golden Boy using that head. Hall slams his head into the turnbuckle. Oops,
He's got a hard head. All right. What an exciting match.
Forearms from Hogg. Here goes the Golden Boy, whipped into the turnbuckle. Hogg with a big splash.
I've heard about J.R. Hogg and his turnbuckle splashes. All right.
It's all over, I believe. Here's Golden down. 1, 2. Wait a minute. Golden got a leg over the bottom rope.
That's a veteran's move. And I'm proud of the Golden Boy. That is a veteran's move.
Elbow to the top of the head by J.R. Hogg. Here comes Golden, whipped into the turnbuckle. Oh, this time he gets both feet up. Down goes J.R. Golden, belly to belly, has him pinned. 1, 2. He has a leg up on the bottom rope. He had the leg up on the bottom rope.
Are you sure, Steve Sachs? Are you sure?
Yes,
what a victory for the Golden Boy. And that's the way you pull it out. That's the name of the game. And the tenacity that the Golden Boy has showed me is tremendous. Tremendous competitor.
The General Skandar Akbar. Here comes the Golden Boy right here. And Golden Boy, Scott Casey gave us the story on Fantasy earlier. And we would like to ask you, where is Fantasy?
Steve Sachs, Scott Casey doesn't know what's going on. This is a personal matter. It has nothing to do with wrestling. It ain't none of your business. It ain't nobody's business. I'll take care of it my own way, Steve Sachs. I'm going to tell you something. Let me ask you a question. If you were Fantasy, would you rather be the real man or half a man, Jack?
There it is, ladies and gentlemen, from the Golden Boy himself. Stay tuned, because the Russian and Nick Kiniski yet to come here on Texas All-Star Wrestling. Our wrestling jackets, just like your favorite Texas All-Star wrestler wears. 5 different colors: silver, maroon, black, red, and blue. Many styles to choose from, even with your favorite Texas All-Star wrestler's name embroidered on the back. Sizes for all, from children's sizes to adults, small, medium, large, and extra large. Texas All-Star jackets are lined and made of the finest quality material, custom made to your order. Be in style wherever you go with your Texas All-Star jacket. The jacket the stars wear. Texas All-Star Souvenirs has something for everyone, even me. Order today. Send only $49.95. Cashier's check or money order to Texas All-Star Souvenirs. Post Office Box 15377, San Antonio, Texas 78212-2798. Area code 512-736-6501. That's Texas All-Star Souvenirs. Post Office Box 15377, San Antonio, Texas. From Air Force Base, Austin, Texas. Friday, November the 29th at 8 o'clock. And ladies and gentlemen, we're going to give you some of the exciting matches today. More of them to be signed and announced next week. Our main event on the 29th, we'll have Killer Brooks and Al Madrill going up against the Cowboy Scott Casey and Big Bubba. The American force takes on the Japanese force. The Golden Boy will be there. The Russian Korchenko and other great stars. We'll tell you more next week. Advance tickets at the Rec Hall. That number is 479-3515. And don't miss Texas All-Star Wrestling, first time, Bergstrom Air Force Base, Austin, Texas, on Friday the 29th. With the new association of Texas All-Star Wrestling's Al Madrill and World Class Wrestling's Gary Hart have gone together to bring you the finest, and you'll see that at Bergstrom Air Force Base. Al Madrill.
What's the name of that place again?
Bergstrom Air Force Base.
What kind of guys they got there, Killer?
Fly boys.
Fly boys. Well, I'll tell you what. Big hubba bubba. You got that Spacey Casey with you. Well, I'll tell you what, that drugstore cowboy, we don't worry about him. Because Gary Hart and Al Madrill, baby, they got the biggest wrestling camp in the world today. And look what I got as a partner. Look who I got as a partner.
This is going to be it. So all you onion heads, you burr heads, get there early, you E1s and E2s. Don't be peeling potatoes or waxing the floors. Get on over there and see something. You know, I hear that the Air Force boys now are taking basic training on roller skates. That's too much. I don't believe that.
I'll tell you what. You heard what Mr. Brooks said. And Gary Hart and myself, we're going to be there. And we're going to take care of Bubba. We're going to take care of Scott Casey or anybody else they got. I don't care who it is, whether it's the American Force or any other team.
So what? Big Bubba, you come there and you bring that little drunk cowboy with you, and we're going to take care of you guys once and for all, and you guys are going to go down for the 1, 2, 3.
Weatherford, Texas, weighing 217 pounds, Jim Ward. His partner at 213 pounds, Rudy Gonzalez. Their opponents at a combined weight of 471 pounds from parts unknown, the reigning Texas State Tag Team Champions, the Hoods.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, the president of Texas All-Star Wrestling, Fred Barron, has ordered that the Hoods must wear different color masks, and we're seeing that right here as they're in the ring, and that's Skandor Akbar's because they've switched so many times. They look so much alike, and if they have the same color mask, you can't tell which one of them it is.
You know, Steve Sachs, one of my purposes of being here is to keep an eye on this team. This is a good, young team. Now, you say what you want, but I can tell you right now about just the opening glances at the Hoods that they are a tenacious team. A lot of tenacity, a lot of devil-may-care attitude, and you know, you couple those things together, Steve, and you've got some great competitors.
Well, the Hood with the black mask, up for cuts, Jim Ward. Ward's partner is Rudy Gonzalez. There's that side backbreaker as he drops him across that knee. Don't forget, still to come, the Russian and Kachenko. I have not seen the Russian yet, but Madrill promised he'd be here. We'll just wait and see.
I wish you hadn't said that name again, Madrill. Here we go again.
Right?
It bothers me, but you know, every dog, every Mexican, every dog must have his day.
Ward kicks out. That's the Hood with the red mask now. I like this. I'm glad Fred Barron decided to do this because there's no way these guys can switch without the referee or somebody noticing what's going on.
But you must admit they are a skilled tag combination because they tag in and out. They know how to wear their opposition down. And you know, this is the purpose of tag matches.
American Force, who are chasing the Hoods for the Texas Tag Team titles, are setting out in the audience. I saw them over there earlier for a couple matches. They're watching.
Well, doing a little scouting, I presume. But, you know, as we talked a while ago, the only way to be successful in tag teams is to tag in and out, tag your partner in, tag your partner. He comes in, you go in, you come out, and you wear your opposition down. This is exactly what's happening right here. Up.
There's a kick. Ward tags out. In comes Rudy Gonzalez. I know the American Force is watching to see how the different colored mask works because they know they're going to have to meet those Hoods with those different colored masks. Look at Rudy Gonzalez and the Hoods. Let's get out. They're really getting after it. Here comes Gonzalez bouncing off the rope. The Hood's in front. Gonzalez goes over the top, trying to pull him down. He's got him down. Oh, the referee, the Hood, somehow hit the referee in the eye, and the other Hood comes flying off the rope. Now, this is the illegal Hood. This is a switch. Referee counts 1, 2, 3. Is hurt. He is holding that eye. Somehow the Hood got a finger into that eye.
Nevertheless, it looks like a victory for the Hoods.
Well, the count was 1, 2, 3, but the referee is saying no, no, no. He's still holding that eye. And he's going to raise the hand of Rudy. He saw the different color in the Hood.
That's a victory taken away. They earned that victory, Steve Sachs.
Oh,
they earned that victory.
They switched, ladies and gentlemen. The Force is happy as they leave because they saw that the different color mask makes all the difference in the world, and it will work to their advantage. Stay tuned because we'll be back with another exciting match right after this.
Would rather own a Redmond manufactured home. So my friend Kevin persuaded Redmond to offer a $1,000 cash rebate to everyone who buys a Redmond manufactured home. No matter what home you choose, Redmond will give you $1,000 cash. So please, stop paying rent, get over to your participating Redmond retailer now, and then maybe Kevin will let me down.
Kevin? Go get your $1,000 Redmond rebate